Center for Sports Development. I've been in Binilp for I think 12 years already. And with the question why is the Philippine education quite expensive, I guess it's because we are partnering with the West, with the Americans. But on the other hand, I think there's need to for tuition increases because schools have to pay their teachers, their administrators, the improvement of the school, and so these things comes with, of course, with the inflation of the country. But on the other hand, on the perspective of, let's say, of the Lasallian education, especially here in Manila, let's say in DLSU or here at DLSCSB, it's quite expensive because one day of research, of technological advancement, payment to teachers, and I think parents and students are able to see the improvement and the quality of education the school is giving, especially to the student athletes and the students who are here. But I think the government has also to somehow stabilize, especially with tuition increases, because there are some who cannot afford the expensive education in our country. To stabilize or to counter these things, I think state universities should be open, especially to those who have nothing in life. Because if things would continue, if tuition increases would continue, I think there would be a lot of students who would be left behind. And for me, the role of the government is very critical and crucial on this one. And lastly, for education to be really part in here in the Philippines, I think as Lasallians, we need to offer more scholarships, especially to those who are deserving students, not only for the athletes, but also to other poor, marginalized sectors of the society. And for our government to check also a comprehensive study on how we can improve on our educational system, that it would not be that expensive and that it would cater to everybody. Thank you.
I think that the tuition fee in the Philippines is expensive nowadays because um, it 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 runs at par with the credibility of the school. And let's say you're a lawyer and you have won several cases, your talent fee increases as well. So the more credible you are, the more people will go after you, and as a result, you have the privilege of making a tuition hike because they will still afford to get your services. But on the other side, I think that the government and its corruption has made a huge contrast between the public schools and the private sector. That's why the services that the public schools ideally should be giving is not happening at all, and that's a sad fact. Another one is I think that um, the technology that the schools offer, it makes the tuition fees more expensive. Schools with 4Gs of internet, MacBook computers, I think that's one of the reasons also as well. Also the accreditations led by PAASCU, which not in general but somehow helps graduates get jobs easily uh, through graduating in schools that are really accredited by these institutions. Overall, in my opinion, um, there, despite the expensiveness of
Sa tingin ko, kaya nagmamahal ang edukasyon ngayon ay, actually kung isipin mo lang, halos mahal na rin kasi dati talaga yung edukasyon. Pero ngayon, kung i-compare mo sa pagiging estudyante ko at ngayon ay teacher na ako, ramdam ko talaga na ang taas ng tuition nila. Kasi yun yung nire-remind ko sa mga estudyante na nagbabayad yung magulang nyo, ang taas ng ang taas ng tuition nyo. So, kailangan nyo mag-aral. Isang factor dyan kasi yung, sa tingin ko, yung technology integrated na yung learning. For example, bawal classroom sa amin ay may TV or kung hindi naman TV, widescreen with projector. So, imagine mag-i-install ka nun bawat classroom. Tapos, ilan ang section? Siguro nasa 100 sections or 100 rooms yung installan mo. So, saan siya kukuha? Di ba sa tuition fee? Also, since sumasabay ang education sa generation ngayon, which is more on technology-based learning, parang nagde-demand yung education ng technology, which is, in result, nagde-demand din sa tuition. Okay? Kasi nung estudyante ako, computer lang naman yung technology ng time namin. Pati internet. Tapos, mahal na yung tuition. Pero, sa tingin ko, sobrang mahal ngayon ng tuition sa school. Same school. Kasi nagtuturo na rin ako dun sa school na pinag-aralan ko. Dahil sa mga, yun nga, sa mga equipment na meron kami.
Hi, I'm Janela Sulit from DLS CSB. Student athlete ako from women's volleyball. Nung high school ako, na-experience ko din yung every year nagtataas yung tuition fee. First year ako parang 30,000, tapos second year 35,000, tapos third year 50,000, tapos 60,000, tapos nung fourth year ako 60,000, tapos di pa kasama dun yung books, yung may other expenses pa sa school, syempre. Tapos, siguro, sa tingin ko, yung reason kung bakit nagtataas siguro yung tuition fee ng school namin, yun yung, siguro, yung mga estudyante, parang, instead of magbayad sila sa mga mahaling schools, sa mga private schools, lumilipat sila sa public kasi libre sa public kaysa naman sa private. Katulad nung classmate ko nung high school, parang from private nag-public siya kasi same lang naman yung yung quality ng education. Tapos siguro isa na din yung mga teachers ko nung high school, lumipat sila sa public school para mas mataas kasi yung sweldo nila doon. Siguro yun yung nakikita kong reason. Tsaka yung siguro kahirapan, yun yung reason kung bakit nag-increase yung tuition fee ng mga students. Kaya yung maraming bata ang di nakakapag-aral dahil sa mataas na tuition fee. Tapos, hindi lang naman tuition fee yung kailangan mong bayaran. Siyempre, yung pagkain, pagpapasok ka sa school, yung mga transpo, ganon. Yun yung reason kung bakit sa tingin ko nag-increase yung tuition fee ng mga students.
Philippine education is expensive because it is a cruel paradox that a college education helps to escape poverty, but Filipinos have to be rich to afford one. Furthermore, those who do not manage to go to college run the risk that the education they pay for may turn out to be substandard or defective. The government's Council on Higher Education currently estimates that on an average, a student in a private school pays 237,600 pesos for a 4-year course. On average, however, public schools are not much cheaper. CHED reckons that tuition for a complete 4-year course will cost 233,600 pesos. Tuition isn't the only financial worry of college students, of course. The CHED figures do not include boards, lodging, transportation, and other expenses. These are not thrifting outlays. For example, Professors tell stories of students skipping classes because they cannot pay for transportation to go to school. There have always been reports of students who can't focus because they're weak from not having eaten properly. The sad truth, however, is that many students discover that at some point or another that they are no longer able to afford tuition and drop out of the HEI they have been attending. They either stop studying altogether or transfer to a cheaper HEI, the new school, or worse. Of course, but they are not also in a habit of increasing fees. Apart from the cost of education, there is also a matter of quality among the private schools. There is a handful of top-tier universities. Their graduates can probably compete with those of other elite schools around the world. Most other private sector schools, however, basically seem to seek profits at the expense of substance. A university faculty member who asked not to be identified says some of them shouldn't even be at school at all. There's a profile of schools which are not qualified. This educator speaks of fly-by-night operations at diploma mills. While some do not change high tuition, their quality is below standard.
In our research and interviews, I've learned that education in the Philippines is more expensive than what they had before. First is technologically based na yung education ngayon. Mas nagfo-focus na sa paggamit ng mga laptops, iPads, computers. Hindi katulad dati na more on books, kaya hindi masyadong mahal. Second is yung courses and facilities na nabibigay ng school. Lalo na kunyari sa BNID na advanced talaga yun sa atin, lalo paggamit ng mga MacBooks. Alam na natin na mahal yun. So, nagiging automatic na mas mahal din yung tuition fee dahil maganda naman yung na-offer nila sa atin. At yung courses na nakukuha natin sa kanila, dito lang sa BNID na makukuha. Third is, nagiging mahal pa yung education dahil depende yan kung gaano na kataas yung naaral ng prof. So, syempre, sa pagtaas nung naaral niya, sa pagmahal na nung kailangan ibayad sa kanya, unlike kapag lang siya, college graduate siya, less experience pa, less pa yung mga naaral niya. So, that means, hindi talaga pa siya deserve sa sobrang laking sweldo. Unlike kapag nakapag-masteral na siya and doctorate, alam natin na expert na siya doon at marami na siyang alam. So, deserve niya yung kung magkano talaga yung dapat niyang makuha. And last, nasa name ng school. Alam natin, for example, DLSU. Meron ng pangalan niya na De La Salle University. So that means, iba yung dating sa tao kapag sinabing dun ka nag-aaral. So isang malaking factor din yun kung bakit nagiging mahal na ang education sa Philippines ngayon. Okay.